Welcome back to TheNosePlays, Thea 2. We're going to continue our game playing the Choosen of Horz. Horz? I'm not sure what the appropriate pronunciation of this word is, but we're just going to go with Horz. Just a quick rundown of the things that we chose at the start of the game, and a reminder that we did get the difficulty settings appropriately set this time, so things are working properly. Unfortunately, in some of my earlier videos I had some custom settings that did not appear to be custom settings, so I was a little confused, but now we got that straightened out, so we're good to go. We had a good 50-ish turns. There was one encounter where we got a little bit close to dying, but we managed to survive, and we're doing pretty good overall. I started off with some pretty good gear, and we've actually acquired a lot of gear over the last 50 turns, so much so that we are now overburdened. So our movement is reduced by 1 movement point for each 10% increment above the weight limit that we currently are. So we need to do something about that. The most important thing that we can do is probably break some of our heavier items into their constituent components, especially items that we're not likely to ever use. And I think I did a little bit of that at the end of the last video, but we can just double check our inventory to see if there's anything left. So yeah, we got a couple things here that we're probably not going to use. We actually have 2 of these. The iron sword is actually not better, surprisingly. It weighs 90 units, while each of these weigh 94, so we can probably go ahead and get rid of some of these swords. We don't need both of them, and an iron sword. We'll keep the sword though for now. I also have an iron hatchet, which is probably better than this stone hatchet, at least in terms of weight. So we can go ahead and demolish that, and then this amber crafting tool I would like to keep. Some of this other stuff we can probably get rid of. The crossbow is probably okay to keep, but these bone javelins we're probably not going to use. And then this sandstone armor is really heavy. I could get rid of it. I don't think there's any situation where I'm likely to use it before we find something better. So let's go ahead and do that for now. And then let's take a look. So we're still well overburdened. Let's check our inventory and see, sort by weight. What are the heaviest things that are causing us issues? So the steel weapons are definitely an issue. They're heavy. But when we look at our raw materials, what we're really doing is we're carrying lots of sandstone, clay, iron, silver. So we got lots of metals and stone that are weighing us down at the moment, and that can be something we might be able to remedy with a little bit of time. So what we want to do is find a good location to sort of settle down for a little bit. I know typically we don't want to do that because it's wintertime, extra XP and all, and gathering rates are really garbage during the winter for most things. However, fish can be gathered and so can leather at reasonable rates. And then this terrain artifact can be gathered. So I'm wondering if maybe we set up here, work on the terrain artifact. We'll have access to wood and food that can be reasonably acquired. And while we're doing that, maybe we can craft a few things. I can't quite make it to that tile this turn. That's fine. We'll just end the turn and move on to the next one. And then I'll set up shop here for a couple of turns, get this terrain artifact uncovered. We do have a lot of research points, which is nice. Alright, let's go ahead and set up camp here. And let's get our best gatherer on this terrain artifact for the next 6 turns. And then probably want to go with wood first, get a stack of wood, and then crafting and composites. We can definitely cook some things. I don't have the berries, so maybe we gather berries. I could use my herbs. Not sure I want to do that though. How many turns to get berries? 5? That's... We can get berries in 3 and then I can break these guys up. That's probably okay. And then one other thing that I might do. Do I have another crafting tool? Or a gathering tool, I mean. So she's got a crafting tool. It's not very useful while she's gathering. If you wanted to min-max, you could have separate sets of tools to swap in and out as you are doing whatever you're doing. But there's no tool at the moment to do that with, so we'll just get some berries to start with. And our Choosen has gained a level. We have a new ability that we could learn. Flying daggers, double toss. View details. What does this do? Ranged attack targets enemies unless an enemy is standing in a melee row opposite you. It's very quick, less than a second delay. And it uses perception, which is definitely a trait that we like. But I just don't know that it's one that I care for. This outmaneuver was actually really beneficial in our last yellow combat, and leveling it up seems to be the main way that we're going to win yellow combats, because we don't have any characters that do a lot of yellow combat damage besides her at the moment. So we'll go ahead and take that for now. Spend a couple more turns. I have 22 turns of fuel, which is a lot for wintertime, because I believe that this is being cut in half by this little effect here, so we're fine. We don't need to excuse me. We don't need to gather wood right this second. But what we do need to do is take her off of berries and put her on cooking. And we'll need some more of that, but we can make some more Rolandas. She can do that for a couple of turns, and then group info, we want to disable meat and berries for the time being, so we can make sure that those things are going towards cooking. We'll be here for just a couple more turns. Alright, so she's already done cooking everything that can be cooked, I'm pretty sure. So we can go ahead and move her back to gathering. Yep, and then we'll get that done in 2 turns, and we'll get that done in 2 turns, and that'll be good. So 1, 2 turns. This thing is kind of getting close to us, and it looks like we uncovered Monster Bone. Monster Bone's a tier 2 neutral or normal resource. We can break our camp now. And where are we going? Well, the thing that I didn't get done was crafting anything of any weight. Before I take off here, let's look at crafting options. I could craft another crafting tool, which might be useful. We do have a lot of metal. But what other things can I craft besides crafting tools? Doesn't look like we have anything really. I can almost get some elven wood, and in fact, I should be able to get elven wood pretty easily because I do have that learned. So let's go to buildings, composites. No, it's under cooking. Just gotta remember here. New task, materials. If I wanted to make some elven wood, I could do it. Okay, so we could take 4 of these for each elven wood, or I could take 8 regular wood to craft 2 elven wood. Yeah, that's what I want to do. We'll put her on that. And then I guess gathering. Let's get some more meat. This should be pretty easy. We can auto-resolve. That should be fine. Alright, so now that I have the elven wood, I have 26 of these. I could, yeah, let's just use some of these up. So we can make another one of these real quick. And I will move her to this, and this will only take her 3 turns. And then I can move her off of this and have her go to cooking. Now we have plenty of meat and I have more berries, so we can cook some more of these, I guess. I'll take 3 turns, and then as soon as he's done, we'll move him over here as well. If I wanted to, I could switch her item from a gathering tool to a crafting tool, which isn't going to help her much because it's a percent-based one. Alright, we're really low on wood. In fact, we are basically out of wood. We'll have to enable those to be used for burning. I should disable that one because, well, it doesn't matter now. I've already used up one of them. Dryad wood is one that's useful for certain rituals, so it's a good idea to keep some amount of it, but not that important. Alright, so let's see. Gathering tools. We put you on wood. And actually, I think I'll put her on wood. And we'll give her her tool back. And then we'll put the, actually, that tool on her. And then we'll put the crafting tool on him and send him to the kitchen. Alright. That should be fine. He'll finish that in one turn. And she will get that in 2. So that's 1. Is there any more cooking that I can do? Yes. And she'll get that in 1, and then everything will be done. And we'll get attacked again. We can auto-resolve these. And our hero leveled up. So Iza, one of our heroes, our scavenger hero, has leveled up. She has a lot of points in this weakness ability, which I'd like to get leveled up higher. So we're going to put another point here and get it up another rank. And now we're going to break camp and attack this thing. And that should be really easy for us to finish off. And then we're going to head to the unknown. So we've got a lot of territory down here to the south of us that has not been uncovered yet. So it's time to go ahead and take a peek over here if we can at anything. There's not much. We're still encumbered. How much are we encumbered by? So we are just barely over by like 70 pounds. We just need to get a little bit of stuff taken care of. Unfortunately, this ended up a trash quality item, but it's still better than this one. So we have 2 gathering aids now. We can kind of swap in and out as people need to be doing different things. Also, we can eat the meat now because we're not really looking to cook with it. So we might as well take advantage of that morale boost. And I really need to find a Stinker Camp. I think that's what I was interested in doing. I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is the curved game. We could just attack them all, which kind of fits our theme, but we didn't fight the 2 that we ran into so far, so maybe we don't. Toothfree beckons you. Let's go ahead and attack him. You kill the whole damn party and hope that this will stop the ridiculous game. Well, that's one way to do it. We did get a first scroll. It's better than the scroll that we have. We also found some malachite crystals and some more elven wood. Call out Leopold. Oh dear, oh my dear, I never thought you'd sort it out like this. Evil mortals you are. Begone, he disappears in a puff of green smoke. Alright, well, that's what you get when you rely on the wildness of Horz. Scout the area first. Attack the skeletons. Easy peasy. Bonuses for everybody. Search the ruin, more heavy crap, but actually a reasonably good shield. That means we probably need to destroy the other shield we have. We're constantly acquiring more and more materials, and at some point we're going to just have to drop stuff. So this shield is 7 compared to 10. I think we'll go ahead and demolish that one. And then I have this scroll, which is 0.8 random blast versus 0.7 with hurry up. They both actually have the hurry up spell, so this one's just slightly better than that one, so we'll get rid of that as well. Everything else is probably fine. I do want to keep from using the elven wood for now in case we want to build with it later. And I don't need a camp here. We'll just end the turn again. Try to get a few more of these adventure quests done so that we can benefit from the bonus XP. Have a closer look. We can just attack them. We're pretty strong. Skeletons are no match for us. This is a destiny-based weapon attack. Hammer attack and snare. Also increases shielding by some quantity. We got an iron battle axe, which I'm not sure if that's better than the axes we have. It looks like it might be. An iron greatsword. So we found a few pretty reasonable things. Also got a lot of XP there. Unfortunately, I think we're losing movement points. We're down to 1 movement point. I don't think we're down to 1 movement point per turn, but let's see here. We got counterattack. We'll go ahead and level that up again. Counterattack's pretty good for him. And we have our first child. Let's take a look at the details of this particular child. So, human child, pretty neutral stats all around. She starts with brute force, growing up, and poison throwing dagger. Also, she has the Nocturnal Predator trait, which all of my characters get. Alright, cool. So we have a new character. That will help a little bit with our carry capacity once she grows up. But until she grows up, she's not going to be much use. But we can give her some gear at least. Give her, say, these gathering tools maybe. And then probably give her the boar. The boar is pretty helpful. The ghost might actually be more helpful. Because she doesn't have any way to interact in the combats that's going to be useful to us at all. This gives her the option to be relevant in all of our combats by summoning the ghost. And then I'll just put the boar back on her for now. Weapon-wise, is there any weapon I have that she can even carry? Let's see, if we sort by weight, the lightest weapon I have is this fur artifact, and it's too heavy for her. So yeah, if we equip tools, she won't be able to carry a weapon, which is fine. The only thing we'll ever use her for in combat would be to summon the ghost anyways. So I'm okay with that. Actually, the wand? Yeah, the wand's actually heavier than this by a small amount. Well, 8 units, whatever that is. Alright, head over this way, I guess. Don't need to gather any bones. We got plenty of food. We're getting low on wood, but we don't use wood unless we set up the camp, so no sense in worrying about that. well, that's interesting. I was unable to walk one tile because it's a mountain tile. Nighttime is almost over, unfortunately. You come across the ruins of a town. It was torn asunder by the shattering, clearly, but more than that, there's an odd light beaming from a gash. Let's use our hunter ability and follow the tracks and defend ourselves from a light bringer. Alright. This thing should not have any chance of beating us or injuring us in any significant way, so we'll just take the good loot and get the XP. We did find gold, that's kind of cool. I don't have any more movement. I could drop some of my stuff to get my movement points back, but I'll leave the creature to its task and get a blessing. Cool. And some XP and another level. Man, she keeps rolling strength. We have the perception though, so I'm definitely going to take that, I think. Alright, we're ambushed by goblins. I've decided that this particular group doesn't care for the goblins, so anytime we encounter goblins, we're going to fight them. And we should be able to auto-resolve these encounters pretty quickly and easily. Nice gathering tool that's very light, actually. Unfortunately, it's a percent-based gathering tool, so not much use to us, to be honest. Also, we've got more research.
As you recover from yet another nasty tremor and look around in the debris for useful resources, you spot an odd-looking man sitting behind a table, surrounded by all sorts of strange contraptions, scrolls, files, and tools.
Alright, so this is part of the main quest. We will just run through this since I've read it so many times at this point.
You approach the man and he looks up at you, puzzled, then looks around for a bit and mumbles, "Oh, well, I'm looking for the beginning of
story.
Well, the way I see it. Yes, your grasp of the finer details is impressive."
Alright, cool. So this is a good spot here. This is a pretty important quest. This is one of the quests where if you achieve this part of the quest, you'll get a second cosmic seed, which is real helpful. But the quest can be pretty difficult, so you'll have to be careful deciding which one you want to do based on your party. What is Isa going to be good for? Seems like we're kind of going mostly with Destiny for her. I'm not sure. She doesn't have too many other attacks. This one is a wisdom-based attack. And trash attack is strength-based, and intelligence-based, and mysticism-based. So I mean, I'm kind of tempted to just grab the 2 points of strength. Her strength's getting high enough that I could almost give her like a real physical weapon instead of the wand. Although her destiny's way high, so I still wouldn't do that. But the strength does increase her carry capacity, which also increases our group capacity, so that's probably good. And then as for this character, I could get another character that's potentially good with the destiny and the casting and stuff, but I'm also really interested in maybe getting like a wisdom based character, because that's one of the areas we're pretty weak in. So maybe we grab wisdom for her and see if we can get her to become like a Zerka, which are the wisdom-based class, or a healer even. That would be cool. 2 points of destiny though. Generally with children I like to just grab the double pointed stats, especially if they're decent ones. Destiny's good if you're going to use wands, but again we already have a wand user at the moment. I guess we'll go with the wisdom. Alright, do we have enough movement to get very far? Alright, cool. That getting up on that mountain revealed quite a bit of the territory, including another terrain artifact. Unfortunately, I guess I can move over here. It didn't really give me any sight of this other little island that's just off the coast, as I was hoping it might. There's a Lightbringer quest over here. This is part of our main quest. We'll need to head over there eventually. Interesting. Alright, it is spring. So in the springtime, you get increased health, sanity, and faith recovery. What I typically would recommend doing in the spring is challenging fights. So the springtime is actually one of the best times to take a raft to one of the other islands, or to just go and take on those really difficult quest challenges. The reason for that is if you do take any significant amount of damage, there's a good chance that you're going to recover before you die because of the increased recovery effects. So it's a chance for you to play a little bit riskier with less risk than you would normally otherwise do. I don't know whether or not we'll have much opportunity to take care of that. Actually, we got another... The Smith's Legacy just popped up, and we're really close to it. In fact, we can make it to the smithy. You come across an impressive stone-built smithy standing proudly in the middle of nowhere. You'd swear you passed by here before and did not spot it. Outside stands a young shaven dwarf. Inside, you see the outline of an older, bulkier fellow hammering away at an anvil. You also spot a large pile of rocks by the entrance. This is the Granddaughter Quest. We'll accept the quest. Basically, his granddaughters have run off, and we have to find them. There are going to be a couple of new points of interest on the map, I would imagine. Yeah. So there's that one, and there's that one. It's semi-random from my experience as to which one actually has the daughters. So I guess we'll go to the closest one first. I really should drop some of my weight. We're at 600, almost 600 over capacity at this point. Alright, she leveled up again, that's good. I could continue to level up Poison Throwing Dagger, or we could grab Ghostly Axe. Neither of those use Wisdom, which is the point which I put her extra, so it probably makes sense to just level up the thing she already has a point in. Alright, what can I do here? We really need to deal with the weight problem. So if we sort this stuff by weight, what's weighing us down? mainly like this sandstone. I have 46 units of sandstone and 66 units of clay. I'm not really using it for anything, and it's pretty easy to come by. So what we could do is we can just drop all of these units over here, and that actually drops us below our threshold. I can hold on to the iron for now, as well as the other materials we've collected. And I'm not 100% sure how long these will stay on the map, but if you look carefully, you can see that I have like some supplies here. Now, I don't know if they disappear after a certain number of turns, or if wandering monsters will eventually take them or destroy them. But I've left supplies before, and sometimes I can come back and pick them up later, and other times they've disappeared. So I don't know 100% sure what's going on with that, but that's my best guess. You come across an unusual group of travelers, a huge spider queen who sits atop a wagon, several smaller spiders rushing around her, a few bees flying a zerka, and a human warrior. Their heated discussion halts when they see you. They draw weapons and stand ready. Hold, who goes there? Shouts the warrior. These are the ones that I've been looking for, actually. These are the ones that give us access to the Scavenger Camp, which will let us trade if we successfully complete the quest. They cover the wagon, but you spot a lot of blood bones stashed away. They look at each other. The Zerka speaks. You're not one of us, so we do not wish for your help. Please leave us be. I'll go with my nature. Since we have the nature trait for our chosen, we get this extra option, and see if that helps. Well, I suppose we could share. We were forced out of our nest by humans who took offense to our beliefs. We worship the Lady Devana, but we see her best reflected as the Spider Queen. The Sylvans felt we were disrespectful. They took our home and burned the young as if they were mere beasts. You truly want to aid us reclaim our nest. It is rich in blood bones. Collected over many years, you can harvest them if you like. Ask if they were part of the Stinger faction. Yes, but only in the same way that you are Slavean. We share some beliefs and are kin, but not precisely the same. Agreed to help. They gave us some blood bone. Tell them we'll do our best. That should have popped up a new point of interest, which is probably this one right here. I don't think we have any movement left, and we're like right back at the verge of being overburdened again. But we're not, so let's go ahead and search this. You find the lake where Bohedon's granddaughters may be hiding. You see several women dancing in a circle by the lake. There was a child sitting inside the circle staring up in awe. The sweet melody of their song draws you in. Follow the pretty song. You are drawn to the beautiful nymphs, and all you want to do is join their pretty dance. But two of the Rusokas stop their dance and turn to you startled. The third one continues her song and dance unperturbed. One of the two speaks up. Hey, you're not supposed to be here. Do we have to stop now? She asks the other, who shrugs and looks to the third, who is still ignoring the whole thing. We lost a little bit of faith, but faith is not that critical, so I'm not too worried about it. Ask if they are the granddaughters. Oh, crap. Grandpa sent you? Just tell him to leave us be. We're exploring our roots, finding our true identity. He can't stop us, you know. Tell them we're expecting children. Yeah, well, both Mum and him, they treat us like babies.
moms. All the time. They're like so old and grumpy, they just don't get us. Anya's sister nods vigorously. The third Rusalka frowns and whispers something to the two sisters. Anya turns to you again. Oh, we have to go now. We must finish this dance properly. Like, you best go. Inquire about the dance. We met this nice demon lady here. She said that because we're half-breeds, we need to prove we can be Rusalkas. Otherwise, we're no better than befolder bastard, whatever that means. So we have to try to make this child into one of us. Ask why Mom hasn't done this. Oh, Mom's more of a dwarf wife than Rusalka, you know. She's like the Dwarven heritage teacher. Teaches us to respect life, work with light, create things. And the demon world is dark and dangerous and seductive. She never even took us to the lake. Lame. The sister nods vigorously again, but looks a bit unsure, as if expecting her granddad or mom to pop out any minute now. I don't know if we can tackle a rank 5. Let's just skip to here. I guess we can attempt it. Ooh, yeah. We'll just forfeit. Yeah, we don't have enough yellow combat to really tackle any of these yellow challenges. I should have known better. 5 is pretty high. We probably could actually beat them up and take them back. That's something we might be able to do, yeah. Cool. Now we're overburdened again. We did lose a little bit of health, but the two girls are now going to follow us back to Grandpa's. And we got another one of these. Increases personal carry limit. Also, we lost some faction loyalty with the Water Demon tribe. We're not making friends with anybody. Maybe we can make friends with the spiders, though. Do I have any movement points left? I don't. Our faith is going to start getting low because of this windstorm, I think. Yeah. Low faith alerts. Alright, well, let's get this taken care of first. And we got some cool gear, so that's good. Wow, that's actually really good. Quite a few good things. But we need to set up camp. I need to do a ritual if I can. Let's see, I do have some of that. And some of that. It's probably my best bet. Confirm who can do rituals. Looks like she's actually my best ritual doer. Let's go to equipment first and get everybody outfitted with their best available gear. So the Dark Sword is actually equivalent to the sword that we have. That's actually better than the sword that we have. Wow. Ever so slightly. We really started with a great item, that Dark Sword, and also that armor. The medium leather armor can definitely go on her at this point. And I'd consider grabbing the crossbow on her too, but it's so bad. If it were slightly better, I might consider it. I'd rather do the 7 and 9. Because that's 16 damage. That's quite a bit more. And then we have another Iron Greatsword. So lots of swords. But not a lot of sword wielders. She could potentially become a sword wielder. And actually she has the strength. She can carry a sword. Effective carry capacity doesn't really need to be increased on anybody right now. The bone javelins are pretty heavy items that we can break down. So let's go ahead and do that. The swords, I'd like to keep at least one of the 2 swords. So we'll break that one down. We don't need these gathering tools. They're not very good. And with these, I can probably break down at least one or more of these. This is a 5.2, this is a 5.2, this is a 5.2, so they're all essentially the same. But this one weighs the lightest. This one's actually this one weighs the lightest. So we'll keep that one and we'll get rid of one of these 2. This one's pretty heavy, we'll get rid of that one. Alright. And then I have 2 shields, a 12 and a 10. Nobody can really use the shield right now, so there's no point in doing anything with that. So I guess we just do some gathering if we can. Oof, I don't need to gather bone. What about cooking? Oh yes, we got some fish. And some herbs and some meat. Yeah, let's cook some more of this. Get those 2 on that. And actually, we won't get those 2. We'll get those 2 on this. And then we'll put the other 2 on that. And that will be 2 turns. And so in 2 turns we can pack up and go. He leveled up. He is going to keep pouring points into strength. Although 2 points into destiny does increase his faith attribute, which is kind of low. It's actually not too bad because we take that toughness ability a few times. I think we'll just go with the point of strength. Alright, so there's 1 turn. Oh, we have another child. Cool. Let's take a look at this one. So this child actually has slightly lower stats. Little and fragile. Needs protection. I think that's because of this. He has the craftsman trait and brute force. Okay. Let's look at equipment and get him outfitted. And actually, I can definitely put the boar on this child. We'll throw some robes on. And these are actually better robes, and we can get rid of these ones now. And then gathering tools are probably the best thing to put on him. So we'll just do that. And that'll be our 2nd turn. And these guys will come back again. These goblins keep coming after us. We'll just attack them again and just keep beating them down. More gear, more food. Lots of stuff we can't really use. Spirit Talkers faction. That's not the Goblin faction. Alright, that should have healed us up, and it did, and the wind is now gone, so everything is
good again. Our weight capacity is way over the limit once again. And these items are still here. So we could potentially drop some more stuff off here. See, I could pick these things up if I wanted to. But I'm not really interested in picking them up. What I'm interested in is getting rid of some of this heavier stuff. Let's take a look if we sort by weight. What's weighing us down? We found even more of this. We can go ahead and move that over. Yeah, none of this is all that heavy. Some of these items are definitely heavy. I kind of want to keep most of them though, just in case we need them. I probably don't need these wands. Let's go ahead and break those wands up. Ooh, this is a good one. 20% extra crafting, but it also gives research, so that's actually a cool. Keep that around. Granite crafting tool, that's pretty good. Yeah, lots of real heavy. The sandstone club. I'm probably never going to use that, so we can go ahead and break that down. And then I can move these materials over here. And then I guess the other thing I could get rid of is this iron. And that should free up a lot of weight, and that put us under our total again. And again, as long as these things stick around here, we'll just have to remember that this spot has stuff for us later. I don't know how long it'll stay there. Maybe until it goes into the fog of war. Maybe until a critter walks over there and destroys it or takes it. Alright, we find the cave of the spider cult's nest. There are indeed Slavian guards posted. Let's just attack them. They're no match for us. We are mighty. Lots of berries, that's actually good for us. The leather robes are pretty garbage. Alright. And we now have one friend out of all the Stinger clan. This allows us to spend movement and trade with them. We can also recruit spiders, which are strong pets. Let's go ahead and grab a spider. Why not? Costs 1,000. Well, I definitely have a few expensive trinkets that we could get or give up. This steel relic for one. This one's not as good as the steel relic, so we could go ahead and throw it over there. These robes are no good. These robes are no good. The weapon block is okay. Carrying capacity is probably not worth keeping though. And that puts us over 1,000. Confirm. Nice. Alright. So we go to equipment. This spider is particularly strong. The spider also... he doesn't show any other bonuses. So I'll throw the spider on the kid and we'll put the boar back on her. And be done with that. And then I have more movement points, so I can do this again. And we can just do normal trading and see what they have.
Ooh. This looks like mostly bones and leather. Seven mythical leather. It'll cost us 200 units to grab mythical leather. So 18 units of improved leather and 17 units of furs. I could grab these materials and then try to use them to craft some armor and other items, maybe? Leather is actually pretty light. And so is bone, for that matter. So then we could so we gotta get 5,000. But we could get rid of some of these heavier things for sure. Like I don't need that. And I don't need that. Regular leather I could get rid of. But I'll hold on to that for now. Regular bone I could get rid of. Weapon block. A crappy wand. Let's just get rid of all these expensive heavy things. We can craft better versions of them if we want. I kind of want to keep this until one of the kids grows up though. The two-handed axe we'll definitely get rid of. The one-handed axe and the two-handed sword I'd like to keep. Get rid of one of the shields. And we're gonna have to give up some good stuff in order to get to this. Alright, well, let's just start throwing the expensive stuff over here. That gets me a little more than halfway. This bone jewelry's not that good. This item's not that good. Puts me at 4,000. How much is the silver worth? Alright, let's dump the silver, because it's heavy, but we'll put some of it back, because... Oh no, never mind, I'm still short. Still short by a couple hundred. What do I have that's worth a couple hundred? I've got a lot of regular leather. Let's go ahead and throw like all of our cheap materials that we can quickly recover. And then I can pull some of this silver back. Or maybe one of these items. Wand's pretty trash. If I wanted to keep my one relic, I need to find about 500. It's like the sandstone crafting tool's pretty heavy, we can get rid of that. And then something that we have a lot of, like maybe meat. I don't know if that's enough meat. It is actually. Yeah, that'll work. Cool. Alright, so now we have a bunch of leather and a bunch of bone. So what we want to do, that took a lot longer than it needed to. We want to find some crafting materials that are made from leather and bone. So let's start with armors. So yes, leather and bone for light armors. Leather and bone. We could go bone and leather for medium armors, and then we can go. Oh, actually, we can't. Okay, so we're gonna have to get to tier 2 to get that unlocked. But I think armors is definitely one that we want to go ahead and grab at the tier 1 level at minimum. Jewelry can be made out of leathers. Not sure that I'm ready for jewelry yet. Ranged weapons, metals and bone. Wood and metal. Bone and bone. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ranged weapons because we have our healer, or not our healer, our Choosen is a hunter. Or why is it healer? Seeing as I don't know what the other characters are just yet, we might just wait. I can already craft wands. And I already have a really great sword. So it's going to be hard to beat that. Spears are pretty good, but not until we know what we have. Summon a boat. Create bog bees. Which fight and work for you. It will perish after 5 turns, or replace our idol. We also have remove curse and physical blessing. We're not going to be doing much of this stuff, but create Alchemist. Create Alchemist that will fight and work for you. It will perish after 5 turns. Create a Troll Rock. So you can summon things. Summon a boat. Catch a pet. Grants a random low-level domestic pet. Upon completion, grants +2 sight. And a moon bridge. Completely transport all your people and cargo to another location. Summoning a boat could be helpful. The other thing that could be pretty helpful is getting some more food types to cook. Something like traditional menu or meaty menu. This one actually costs 2 points, while this one only costs 1 point. But basically you use the same ingredients for both of these. They just create different types of recipes. So I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get traditional menus, since we have a fair number of vegetables and other things that we can use for cooking. And then on our gathering tab, I'm really not sure what to spend points on. I'm tempted to grab mithril because we have a little bit. Also, mythical leather, we have a little bit of that now. We could craft some more with the right combination of these, but I think I'm going to wait and make a decision on that a little bit later. And we'll go ahead and walk over here. Doing all that trading definitely freed up a lot of materials for us, which is good. Alright. So we need to head over here for both the Lightbringer and the Smithy quest. How's our food looking? We got 31 turns of food. I could definitely set up camp for a turn and get my 2 best gatherers. And then equipment wise, make sure she has a gathering tool. Put them on that, and then we'll just throw everybody else on random stuff. They're not going to have a chance to finish it, but as long as they're doing something, they should get XP. I'm not for sure whether they don't get XP or they get less if they're not attending something. We're just going to do that for a turn anyways. And then move here. You come to the cave where the children might be hiding. We've already finished this, but we can go in the cave. You find the cave is abandoned with no recent activity, but as luck would have it, you discover a hidden chamber with some long-lost loot. Grab it and run. Enchanted leather. Nice. Alright, and we can get to this tile. And we can kind of do the same thing that we did last turn. Put my 2 best gatherers on that. Actually, let's put her and, well, 2 turns. That's fine. We'll wait 2 turns for each of those. Oh, and then anybody who's not doing something, yeah, that's good. 1 turn. 2 turns. That gives us some more food. And then just out of curiosity, we can turn that back on for eating for now. We got a lot of these cakes. But we don't have a lot of anything else. That's mostly because I gave away all of our meat, I think. So it's a good thing that we're gathering food again for a little bit. We'll break camp and go ahead and
You come to a mound
here.
that looks like a red blemish, naturally formed from a strange reddish clay. There is a... Just like the alchemist said, the camp is well situated to repel any attacks, with plenty of natural cover and good line of sight. You are not able to spot much from a safe distance, but you see regular patrols of fairly well-armed folk.
So this is the Ridge Bandits. There are a number of ways to get rid of them. The most difficult way is straight up fighting them. I have never been strong enough to complete this task. And I'm pretty sure we're not there yet.
As you walk towards the camp, you sense that you are being watched. A small group of ruffians meets you at the edge of the camp.
But I know several other ways
One
to
of them,
do this
a
quest pretty
burly-looking
easily,
human,
so.
speaks.
It isn't often that folk hand themselves to us, so I'll assume you have business here. Suppose you look impressive like, yeah, so we can talk. But you with that oddball bookworm type, we told him and we'll tell you. That cave is our turf. No stragglers, no sightseeing.
Alright, so we're at a crossroads here. There is a small chance that we could win this fight, but I doubt it. Especially with 2 children. We could accept defeat and surrender to their mercy. They'll probably beat us up and take a bunch of our stuff. I'm just curious, like, if we auto-resolve this, yeah, it's definitely not going to go well for us. This character in particular is going to be massively difficult to deal with. He's got 150 health. My strongest character probably does something like 20 damage per swing. Alright.
The bandits beat you badly and force you to flee, taking some of your belongings.
Yeah, that didn't go very
As you
well.
escape, the alchemist approaches you.
Oh my, you went in with a hammer, didn't you? Fat chance of getting in that way. Here, there's a scavenger camp not too far. They hate the Ridge Bandits. Perhaps you can get revenge and find me a way in still.
Alright, cool. We do have the option of coming back and fighting these guys later, but we're going to want to stay away from them for now. The scavenger camp is over here. I want to take a look at my characters though. So nobody's actually missing any health, we're just missing a bunch of our gear. Basically all of our gear that we had. But not all of our food. We didn't lose all the leather that we just bought, but we did lose some of it. That's quite unfortunate. Alright, well, let's head over here for now. We'll set up camp, we'll get a couple of people gathering fruit. Don't have enough food to cook much, but I do have some berries. So we could do something like this. Fruit pie. Let's make one fruit pie. And then I can also make Lexo, whatever that is. Actually, I can do 2 fruit pies and 1 of these. Something like that. We'll put her on in charge of that for now. We'll just do this a couple of turns. Alright, she leveled up. We can get +2 more wisdom. That'll be good. That should ensure that she gets a chance to become a Zerka or a healer. Alright, now going back to gathering and actually cooking first. All of the cooking tasks are completed, and I don't have enough materials to cook anything else. Crafting, however. Could craft some medium armor maybe, or no, this is light armor. I have enchanted leather, which is a wild resource. I don't have enough, and we could go with like the improved bone. What does that give me? 10 shielding. Well, that's better than what I have. 10 shielding in all combats for that. Could also use the monster's bone, and that's going to do the same. Could also use the improved leather. This will be slightly heavier and not quite as good as the enchanted leather. This has a 26% chance of being trash because of the wild resource. It would be even worse if we used Bloodbone or Shadowbone, But let's go ahead and try and craft this real quick. So 3 turns with her best helper. Equipment wise, we lost most of our crafting tools, but if I put that on her, and then just do a research with him for a turn. I don't really need to collect regular bone. Four turns. We're almost out of firewood. Burn that as well. That should be enough. Alright, cool. Who would benefit the most from this? She has this medium leather armor. Which is giving me 16 shielding and combat. I think this chick probably is the one that I want to have this because I have to use her in purple and yellow combats right now since she's sort of my strongest. And then I've got this trash gathering tool that we'll throw on the kid for now. 5.2, 5.2, yeah, 28, 28, 28, so they're all basically the same weight. So we'll just trash that one. Break camp, and I could head over to the Scavenger Camp real quick. I think what we'll do is, this is kind of a good place to go ahead and end the video, so we'll make this one a little bit shorter than I have some of the other ones. I usually go about 2 hours, but I kind of feel like this is a good spot, so we'll talk to the scavengers next time and decide what we're going to do with our party after this. But things are going pretty well, and I am enjoying this game again, so we'll play this one for a little while. I imagine we'll probably get a couple hundred turns in before I either die or sort of lose interest with this one and move on to something else. If you have any suggestions for other games you'd like to see me play, particularly any of the Endless games, please leave a comment in the comment section, and let me know what factions you'd like to see me try and any special strategies you'd like to see played, and I'll keep those in mind as I'm looking for new content to put on the channel. Until next time, this has been TheNosePlays, and you guys have a great day.